Hi everybody, it's Miss Deborah from the Mount Holly branch, and I'm going to show you how to make salted egg art. So what is salted egg art? Do you take a real egg or a plastic egg and pour salt on it? No, that's not what you do, but you will use some salt. So if you come to our library starting on Monday, so that will be tomorrow, March 29th at 10 a.m., you can come and there will be some crafts out curbside while supplies last. And you could do it with our supplies, or you could do it with supplies you have at home, and you can make your own salted egg art. So when you come to curbside, you'll get a packet that looks just like this. And if you pull apart the ziploc bag like this, you're left with two sheets. Each of them has a design that we're going to turn into our salted egg art. So I'm going to pull them apart and then look inside your bag. And this part might be helpful to have an adult, because rounded tip scissors are not going to do. So have an adult with you, and you'll see that you have a bag that's got salt in it, and it's labeled salt. And you'll see a bag that has glue in it, and it's labeled glue. And this is just regular table salt and like Elmer's glue. So if you have those supplies at home and you don't want to come pick it up, that's fine. And you can use almost any kind of paint or very wet markers. We're going to use what we bought, which is tiny little palettes that have some paint that you can add a little extra water to make it a watery watercolor. So first off, let's open up the watercolor paint. And we're going to use a cup of tap water in order to get that palette really wet so it can be sitting and soaking in. So just put a little bit of water in each container and rinse really well beforehand. And we'll let that soak, and we're going to wet it again when we get ready for it. But the more wet it is, the more vibrant the colors are on our salted paint art. So I've gotten a little bit of drops in each little section, and that's a good start for us. So let's look at our glue. This is a good one for adults or older kids. If you squeeze your glue all the way so that it's in one direction to a point, sort of like you would do if you were making and decorating cookies, and then push away from the tip a tiny bit like that, and then the smaller the tip you can make, the better. So the tiniest amount you can possibly clip off, adults, that's what you want to clip off, because that's going to give you the little tube that you're going to pipe your glue from. So you've got that. Now, when you look at your painted eggs, pick the sheet you want to start with, and you're going to draw glue on every line you see in as thin a line as you can get. The thicker the line you do is fine. It'll just be a thicker design. So with some of the intricate ones, a thicker design might be more difficult. And if you can go all the way through without stopping, it makes it a little easier too. And if you notice one of your lines is thinner than the other, you can always go back and make it thicker. So this is a really easy, no stress way to do it. So I've got one egg craft lined in glue. Can you guys see that? So now I'm going to do the bottom one, and have paper towels handy because I already got glue on me, and I venture to say that you will as well. And make sure that you're doing this on a tablecloth and have something underneath it to catch extra. So I'm going to go to the next one, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to outline all the black lines in glue. And it can be a little tricky to do the polka dots, so just be aware of that. And once you have that part done, see how mine's a little blobby? For little kids, it's okay. Bigger kids, you can take your time. You can also, if you're using your own glue, get more detail. So then it's time for the salt, and we're going to do the same thing that we did. We're going to use the end of the bag and make the tiniest tip. And then this one can be a little bigger, but you're going to spread it all over every place where you have glue. And it's going to be messy, so make sure that you have permission to do it. Don't use all the salt that's for cooking without permission. If you're getting our bags, the salt is included. And then it's going to be messy. You're going to move it towards the middle of the page like this. Then take a piece of paper that's blank and shake off the extra, because we can recycle it, right? And when you're all done, do it one more time, just to make sure all the parts of glue are covered really, really well. You can be as detailed as you would like. Can you guys see? Yeah. So now it's time to wet our palette one more time to make sure all this good color is going to come through. Give it a couple drops on all the colors. Clean in between, or else you might have some lighter colors blending with darker colors. I'm just showing you guys to add some water. All right, are you ready? All right, when your palette looks nice and wet, make sure you clean your brush really well and then add tons of water to the paint. And I'm going to show you what starts happening. The color spreads all along the areas where you have painted. So now I'm going to paint a little bit more and let you guys see where it goes. I'm going to start with yellow everywhere. It's easier to do one color first. So this is all the yellow I'm going to do. So let's go to some more colors. Let's do orange. I'm adding water again so that it's just so wet. And look how nicely the darker orange color shows up. So you can do that. You can spend as much time or as little time as you would like making this your very special salted egg art. And you'll notice that if you use a lot more of the salt, that the paint spreads a little faster. But you could also do very detailed lines and it would work as well. You would just have to make sure to use tinier strokes with your paintbrush. All right, so here is all of the orange. So this is what it looks like when you do it wet before it dries. And you wouldn't hold yours up the way I did because the pieces start falling off. What happens if you let the salt dry on the glue and then you paint it? That might be another way that you can experiment with salted egg art. So make sure that you come by and pick up your salted egg art kit at Curbside starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. We look forward to seeing you. Thanks. Bye.